Hey, it's me, Q Brown. I'm in my car, and I wanted to do a quick little video real fast. I know I haven't done one in a while. Oh, I need the light. There was a 5-year-old girl who went missing yesterday, or was it Monday? Recently. And she was being watched by her grandmother. And the grandmother and her got into an argument where the little girl asked to do something and the grandmother told her no. The 5-year-old gets upset and walks out the house. Now, we do not know if the grandmother and the 5-year-old was in the kitchen when they had this conversation, or was they in another room or in the bathroom where the grandmother didn't follow her to the next room. But the grandmother didn't follow her to the next room, or followed after she told her no, because the 5-year-old got upset and walked out the house because she had an attitude. The grandmother assumed the little girl went across the street to a neighbor's house, but the little girl didn't do that. I guess after a while, the grandmother realized, or went to go check and realized the little girl did not go across the street. So, of course, the grandmother had to call the child's mother. The mother's at work. She's supposed to be watching her granddaughter while her daughter's at work. She had to call the mother. And it's hard to, who wants to be at work thinking your child is safe, to get a phone call saying your child is not safe. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know where she went. And she's 5 years old. So the daughter comes home. Everyone in the neighborhood is looking for the little girl. It was a video circulating where one of the neighbors checked her cameras, and this happened in Texas, where she checked her cameras and she saw the little girl walking down the block, and then she turns the corner. And then the neighbor said it was a car idling there, and then the car left. So now they're thinking she was abducted. Someone saw a little girl out in the street and picked her up. So everyone is looking for the little girl. It's going viral. I just saw just now that the little girl was found. And what happened was a motorist, I guess the person that was in that car, saw the little girl and asked her where was she going. Little girl talking to a stranger tells the stranger she's going to her aunt's house. So the stranger is asking the 5-year-old, well, are you lost? Like, what's wrong? And she was like, no, I'm just trying to get to my aunt's house. So then the stranger tells her to get in the car. I'm going to take you to the aunt's house. Little girl gets into the aunt's house. Little girl gets into the car. And the stranger is trying to find the aunt's house. So they're driving around and asking the 5-year-old questions about where the aunt lives. And one, I would not be asking a 5-year-old any questions, because obviously she should not be on the street by herself. Obviously something happened. I don't care if you want to go to your aunt's house or not. I'm going to take you to the police station. But after a while, the person in the car did take her to the nearest police station and dropped the little girl off. And the little girl has been reunited with her family. I'm going to say this. It is an unfortunate event, but a learning one. And a lot of people want to be upset with the grandmother. Yes, the grandmother should follow the little girl to see where she went. But how many times us adults is watching our own kids or other people's kids, and we tell them no, and they have an attitude and they stomp off? Do we actually follow where they go? No. What I would say is, once I saw she was gone, I would not have assumed she went across the street, because again, she's 5. Not even that she's 5. I'm watching you. I'm supposed to know where you at. I can't just assume you went across the street. So that's where it gets kind of crazy. Of course, the daughter was upset with the grandmother, which is her mother, for her not even checking on her daughter and assuming she was across the street. Yeah, that's crazy. However, this situation would not have happened if the 5-year-old walked her butt out that door. Okay? So, how is a 5-year-old thinking she's grown enough to just walk outside the house and just, I'm going to my aunt's house, just walking? And then what is scary is that a stranger is talking to you and you're talking back, and the stranger says, get in my car, and you get in. That's what's more frightening than anything else. Then the grandmother not watching the child, and the child leaves the house. The child even leaving the house is messed up. But what's scary is that you talk to a stranger and got in a stranger car. Thank God the stranger didn't do anything to the little girl. Thank God the stranger took her to the police station, because if that was somebody else, we wouldn't known anything. The girl would have been lost forever. So I know you're happy your daughter is home and she's safe and she's found, and your emotion is starting to like come down. Now it's the lessons that needs to be taught to the 5-year-old, and the reality that children are being kidnapped, are being molested, are being murdered. And it's a lot for a 5-year-old. I wouldn't really say molested. I would just say things that you would not want done to you will be done to you. Like anything could happen. But I know with my son, not saying that she's a bad parent and all, you know, she's 5 years old. No one really thinks the way I think, because I think everybody is a molester. I think everybody is going to hurt my child. So I'm constantly in his ear about strangers, about teachers, about coaches, about anything. So with me, I gave him lessons early on. You know, when he was out of my sight is when I started teaching him. You have to know my license plate. What is the color of my car? What's my phone number? And what's my address? And that's what I taught him. And don't go with anybody but your uncles or certain people that I say is okay to pick you up or to be around you when I'm not around. Because a lot of people cannot be around my child that I didn't pick to be around my child when I'm not around. So that is going to be a tough conversation for her, coming off of her child being missing and how her child became missing. You know, I wouldn't put all the blame on the grandmother. You know, I know this, she won't do that again. And with the daughter, she may do it again. So that's why I'm saying you have to talk to her and teach her and let her know that cannot be done and consequences will follow. Like, even though it was a scary situation, I think she should get a consequence from walking off. You don't disrespect your grandmother by walking off. But this story really touched me because, you know, I have a son. My son is 11 right now. He's about to be 12 in a couple of days. And I'm still scared for him and nervous and always want to keep an eye on him, but I know I can't. So I just teach him how to move in this world. 5 may be too young for people, but because this situation happens, you got to talk to your daughter. It's so crazy, and I'm so happy she was found and nothing happened to her. She may not even be traumatized from this situation. She may not even see anything wrong with what she did, and she probably don't even realize that she was missing. Like, oh, this person took me to the police station. I'm fine. They called you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the scary part about it, because a little bit older, you will know your actions had a cause and effect, and you wouldn't do that again. But as a 5-year-old, she may not get that. So I just wanted to talk about it, because a lot of people was blaming the grandmother, but I also feel like a talk is needed with the 5-year-old and some type of consequences so she know what she did was wrong. Not that she's a bad person and what she did was bad, but what she did was dangerous. And it could have went a completely different way. I will not ever see you again if that was somebody else. You know, it's crazy. But I just wanted to touch on that story. And this video is longer than I expected. 10, 11 minutes. But it's shorter than all my other videos. So, peace.